Hi, everyone. Really a pleasure to be here with you today. There's been several things that has led to this moment. I'm not going to get into it, but I want to say a big thank you to POK. And the reason I'm saying thank you to him is not just for this event, is because of the kind of person he is. He is an executor. You can't discuss something with POK that he will not execute. He won't come to you with an idea and you say, oh, is this. You might not give him the whole vision, right? But I have seen him constantly execute over the last couple of years since the first time we had our first encounter. And I want to say I am immensely proud of you, POK. Great work. And where you're going, I don't think you also have envisioned it yourself. So keep going. So, a bit of the speech. Let's get into it. If I ask everyone here, what core values do you think defines you as a man? What would be your response? Okay, respect, integrity, provision. Okay, fantastic. I think that we're really pretty aligned, right? I think that someone mentioned integrity, and when we were thinking about this, I told POK I'm not clear about what I want to speak, but what has been laid in my heart is integrity, and I'm glad that someone has mentioned it. And why I think integrity is important as a man, across money, across our masculinity as men, is that everything that you want out of life rises and falls with integrity. You would know men that have risen in this life and, gotten to the pinnacle of their career, paved way for other people. The reason of that continuing is largely because of integrity. Now, my earliest sort of thought of integrity was with my grandpa. He died as early as I think 88 or 89. He died, but something happened. So they were very staunch Baptist members. And after he had died several years ago, I was living with my grandma and I went to her to say, hey, I'm going to the church. I want to go and try and learn how to play piano and everything. I eventually didn't learn to be as good as my grandpa, just putting it out there. But something happened. I got into the church, put on the piano. I just started playing away. And someone rushed in. How can you? One man looked at him. Who are you? I mentioned my name. Oh, your Pa Nelson's, because his name is Nelson, your Pa Nelson's grandchild? I said, yes. He said, leave him. Now, I have seen other people try to play that piano. They weren't allowed. And it's not just because of my privilege. It's that he was a pianist himself, and he was a very good pianist, and he has, done so much for the Baptist Church in the East, where he's from. By the way, my grandpa is Igbo, his wife is Yoruba. But that aside, he has done so much that there was a trust on me coming in to try and learn. There was just a belief because a man before me had paid that price of trust, that price of integrity. I was a rookie. I didn't know how to play piano. Yes, in his sitting room at home, he had a piano, but I hadn't learned how to play piano. But because he had that integrity that he was a pianist, and the amazing thing and the amazing memory that they had about him, I had a leeway to be able to try and learn that. Now, the other memory I had of integrity is I have this friend back when I was schooling in Uniport, and I ran into a problem to try and finalize and pay my school fees. Her dad had just sent her money. She wasn't my girlfriend. We weren't dating. We weren't sleeping around or anything. She just saw me in a corner and said, oh, why are you so gloomy? I said, I haven't been able to raise part of the final part of my school fees to be able to then, and this wasn't even school fee, it was registration into year one. I've done a 3-degree program. I passed it before the 2 final exams, and I couldn't get that money. And she says, that's not a worry. I'll give you this money that my dad just sent me to buy a new phone. Once you get it, pay me back. Again, I went back to, why did this lady, I hadn't known her from childhood. We just all met in Uniport. The only thing is that, you're from someone that was from Lagos. She's someone that from Lagos, and that was it. I was one of the few people that she met on the first day she came into the campus, and I just kind of directed her around. But it built an integrity that I was able to be trusted, that, if I have that money, I will give it back. I won't go about and start telling her story and everything. And I can go on and on with so many stories. But as a man, one thing I want you to know is that you can be indifferent about values. But what I can guarantee you, whether it be integrity, whether it be discipline, whether it be having core values, non-negotiables for yourself. Now, I am not talking about all of us. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm not talking about your father, your mother, or your brethren. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about how your dad has done it, how your senior brother did it, how the men that you know that have succeeded have done it. Because the world that we live in, what worked for them might not work for you because of maybe the advantage or disadvantages that you have in the world that we live right now. But you can be indifferent about values. It's a choice that you can make. But what I can guarantee you is that if you're indifferent about values, and more specifically, what I'm speaking to you today, integrity, it is going to cost you. But I don't want that to be your experience. If you look at Malcolm X, we all know his stories. If you don't, check him out. Because of the importance of integrity, he says that a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. I'm Igbo, and Igbo people will say, it's sort of like how it translates in Igbo is like there's nothing as good as a good name. So if you have a good name, if you're a stand-up guy, people know that, you can't take this thing to this person, and it will not be that, their integrity is upright, their watchword. If they've given you their word, they're giving you their word. When something is going to fail, they will let you know. When someone tries to tell a backstory about them and everybody is watching them maybe for the next 10 years, they are that. When they encounter your genuineness as a human being, they will know that all that story, all those lies that have been packed on you, they're not true. What I want you to know, or what I want you to take away from this, is that integrity is important because it gives you freedom. It gives you freedom in a world that expects men to be so many things that have become outdated, in a world that is terrible to men, in a world that is pressuring men, while expecting men to be the ones that will carry all the load, while expecting men to not do things the way they have always been done before, while expecting men to be the ones that will carry the bags and not be fragile, while still being unkind to men. Integrity as a watchword or as a value gives you freedom. It gives you freedom to be a man. It gives you freedom to ensure that you can live in your manhood and be assured whether things are working, whether things are not working right now. You know that you have a North Star where your plans are. You're constantly looking at the data. You're constantly looking at your business, constantly looking at society. You're constantly looking at what is right and what is wrong and deciding consciously, not passively, to be on the side of what is right. You're consciously looking at what every other man is doing and saying, no, this will cost me in 10 years. I am not going to do it because it's popular. I am not going to have an opinion. I am not going to be toxic in this manner to everyone around me because that is the expectation of men. And I want to pause here and say one of the things that is detriment to you and I in this age that we live in, besides the pressures of money and expectations around men and family and everything, is that You can choose to say, sorry for my French, F it all, I don't care. I will do how I like, I'll mess everybody up, and I will die, I will leave the baggage for you. It's easy to do that, but when you do that, it will cost you, not just to you, it will cost you beyond whoever you pass the baton on. Sometimes the reason, if you think about it, everything that's happening in the mental health space, the reason some people say, oh, why did you die? Why did you kill yourself? Killing yourself is not the easy outlet. The reason they say it is that, yes, for the person that is the mental health and everything has affected, when they are gone, they leave a baggage behind. It's now left for mental burden on the people that maybe they weren't the ones experiencing, that mental trauma and all of that. Integrity gives you the freedom to be a man. The next thing integrity does for you is the freedom to be masculine. You all know what has happened on social media and what continues to happen, right? Masculinity has been tagged terrible. Masculinity has been tagged toxic. There's so much conversation around the place of a man in society, the place of the man figure in a relationship, the place of a man amongst men. But what has happened is it has turned men into trying to be feminine to prove that they are not toxic. But the extreme side of that we've seen, and I'm not going to go into mentioning names, I'm sure you're aware of what is happening in the world and everything, is that you see that it blinds that trying to escape masculinity and not be masculine and not be in the freedom of being masculine because you have integrity. What it leads to is that men, in a bid to be feminine, in a bid to just sort of close to what society looks as the best way to do it, they are blinded by the principles. Some of the things that we've mentioned, discipline, when nobody is looking at you, when, there's nobody looking, when your name should be at stake, but because you think that it doesn't matter, you want to be this thing. They feminize themselves to be acceptable to society. And then it will cost them because the baseline, the value system that ensures that you're a truthful person, that ensures that whether you're dealing with men or you're dealing with women, whether you're dealing with a strong person or you're dealing with a weak person, whether you're dealing with people that are dependent on you or people that you are dependent on, you show up as a man of integrity. You show up as a person that has value. In doing that, they escape those value systems that are core to ensuring that 10 years, whatever the actions are today, 10 years, 20 years from now, it doesn't cost them. And we have seen so many examples of this, with recent events on social media and different people, which, like I said, I wouldn't go into mentioning names, but I just wanted to state that clean. Integrity ensures that you pursue your ideas, careers, and your business with so much vim, if you would allow me to say. There's something about you knowing that, bro, nobody is coming to save you. Bro, papa and mama, yes, they might give you 1 million. Another person, your papa and mama might give you 10 million. But you know that probably beyond that 10 million, for another person, it might be that they just struggle to send you to secondary school. But you know that beyond that secondary school, and maybe beyond the 3 square meal or 1 square meal they've given you, nobody is coming to save you. It is just yourself. Integrity helps you sit with yourself and tell yourself that, Baba, I need to work extra hours. The 1,500, 2,500 internet I am buying, I need to block out 1 hour every day to learn something new or to advance my skills. I need to be the person that if I am a bricklayer, because sometimes when we talk about these things, we think it's just all technical skills. No, I am a bricklayer. But I have learned everything, the 10 ways to lay a block, that I am the best guy. So that if I charge you 2,005 and I tell you that I'm going to deliver your work in 10 days, I will deliver it in 9 days and wow you. You are not going to work with another person, even if you do because it's cheaper. One day you will turn back and say, I used this guy, this side of the block didn't fall. I used this guy, this side fell. Integrity ensures that you continue to hold yourself accountable and develop yourself. Integrity ensures that you know that your ideas, needs to be in cognizance with the reality that you have. You're not chasing what everyone is chasing. You're not going to, yes, you might like music. Yes, you might like acting, but you've looked at yourself and say, I want to be successful. What do I need to do extra than everybody else? You are in your career, you are working, you're not being appreciated. But because you know that opportunity allows you to develop your skills so that in 3, 4, 5 years, or even 1 year from now, you can say, oh, I helped this company go from A to Z. Now I am here where I can help you go from here to here. This is my rate. But every treatment that you're getting in this stage of your life, where you're developing yourself, where you are building skills, where you're building your network, where you're building your friendships, where you're trying to align your skills to where you want to go, integrity will ensure that you know for sure that your ideas, your career, and whatever business that you're running, that they are valid, and you must go at it with the utmost vim. If you need to wake up at 5 to be ahead of what has happened in the news so that you know how you go about your day, so that you know your industry, so that you're one of the best in your industry, you would go about doing that. Integrity helps you ensure that you hold yourself accountable for you to pursue your ideas, pursue your career, and pursue whatever business venture that you have chosen in life. Integrity ensures that you have the freedom to see money as a tool. We are from a place where if you have money, everybody wants to worship you. If you have money, you are the person that everybody wants to come and lie to, and say something to, so that they see them as the best person, as their guy, and all of that. Integrity ensures that you have that freedom to see money as a tool, not being captive to money per se. Your value isn't because of that I'm going to get 1K from POK. So when I need to tell POK the truth so that he knows that this is my value system, I would not tell him the truth. I would sugarcoat it. I would hide from it. Because if I want to say the truth, and I know it is the hard thing that will stand me out, people might not like me for the next 5 years. But after 5 years and 10 years, they look at who has integrity to do this. They know that you're the person. Integrity ensures that you know that if it's only 10K you're making now, but what you need to thrive as a man for where you want to go is 100K. You are not going to see money in your office and steal it and think that nobody's looking at you. Maybe there's a camera in the office that you don't know, and then that has cost you your career. That has cost you your recommendation. Let me tell you a quick story. I know a guy who wanted to move to the UK. And, he spoke about it, spoke to his boss, he moved, and then there was a relationship issue. Oh, why do you want to move to the UK? And anyway, he wanted to better himself. He left the office. While he left Nigeria, his family tried and hustle, raise money, borrowed money and everything. He moved. He started doing mega jobs here. When he left, it wasn't up to 6 months. The first 3 months, something was missing in that office. The owner of the office knew. Now, while he was there, they didn't appreciate him, right? There wasn't anything to say, oh, let's even pay you your rate. But it didn't stop him. What happened was that when he was here, I think it was into 8 months or so, we're having a conversation in the church I worship here, and he was sharing it with me. And he said, oh, this is what happened. Oh, he's coming to now where he will finish his course. He wants to start looking for a job and all of that. So we got into conversation of how, people aren't valued and they do so much. And then we got into this whole integrity conversation. And he shared this with me. The man reached out to him and sent him some money in thousands of US dollars. This is someone that could not agree to pay him really well in Nigeria. He wasn't even being paid industry rates, but he was delivering value constantly. His integrity showed. Yes, he was rewarded. Yes, someone else, that might not be their situation. They might have a very terrible boss that, even in hindsight, they would not reward the person. But integrity ensured that he knew who he was. He was not, he was not a slave per se to money. He knew that even if he doesn't have money now, his ideas are the things that will generate money. If someone has money more than him, he would look up to you and say, yes, I might need your help, but this thing you're doing in this instance, it is terrible. It is not good. Integrity ensures that we have freedom to see money as a tool. Integrity ensures that you control your past and your future. So many times we have seen men fall, or we've seen men, their life destroyed, or everything that they've built. If you think you will figure out one or two. You might not know the story behind it, but you figure out one or two. The reason is that they did something in the past, and they're in a place where in future they are thriving. Their value systems that have been shady has now cost them. It has cost them so much that their past is now a threat to their future. And these things might seem like, they're very not so important. You might think nobody's looking at you, nobody might know. But I want you to think about in any situation that you find yourself from today going forward. If you have done things in the past that you think will cost you for your integrity, I don't know if anyone is a Muslim here, or, if you're a Christian, go to God and ask about it. If it's someone that go and make restitution. The importance of fixing your past because of your integrity will ensure that your future is bright, your future is clear. Whether you're driving a Toyota in 10, 20 years from now, or you're flying private jets, or you're driving a Benz, or you're living in the next state, or you're flying around the world, it will ensure that you have that freedom of control of your past and of your future. There's nothing that will be a blemish to you. And that does not mean that people will not try to tarnish your image. But whenever they try, because there's really nothing for them to hold on to, the truth always comes to light. Integrity ensures that you have freedom to control your past and your future. So please ensure that every decision that you're making, everything that you're thinking around, every action that you're making, every career move that you're making, every business transaction that you're making, every conversation that involves you with other people, ensure that you go at it knowing that if I come out of this thing 10, 20 years, whenever it is raised, I want to have freedom to control my narrative. I want to have freedom to know that if I recall that incident, if I recall that message, if I recall that event, there's nothing about it that would impact my present or my future. So, what do I want you to take from this? I want you to ask yourself these questions. Who am I when no one is watching? When you're not having a conversation with Princewill, when you're not having a conversation with your friends, when you're not in your WhatsApp group with your friends, when you are alone and you're making the decisions that would impact your future or your past, or the things that you want to do, the decisions that you want to make, who are you when no one is watching? When nobody sees you, the actions that you're taking, when you're doing those silly things that make you feel like a boy, a 10-year-old boy, daddy and mommy is not there. Who are you when no one is watching? I want you to ask yourself this question. I want you to figure it out, because it will help you then have a platform to make decisions going forward, but also look back on the past. The next question is, what values will you never compromise on when your price is met? Let me tell you something, yeah? We all have a price. Everybody has a price. And sometimes that price is money. Sometimes that price is our lust and our longings. Sometimes that price is access. Sometimes that price is status. Sometimes that price is achievement. What values will you never compromise when your price is met? I want you to think hardly about this and ask yourself that question, and then tell yourself, if my price is met on this value and I fail at being a stand-up guy on that value, what would it cost me 10 years? Think about every scenario and then make a decision. The next thing that I want you to take away from here is that, who am I when I reach my pinnacle or I am at my lowest? Are you still the guy that has self-control? We've said discipline. Are you still the guy that has discipline? Are you still the guy that has integrity? Because sometimes it might be that the reason we're humble, we are doing everything, to stay as grounded men is because we have not gotten to the top. If you get to the top, have you sat down now that you're working your way, maybe you're there or you're working your way to there? Have you sat down and asked yourself, when I reach my pinnacle with everything that I have been gifted, in reference to the opportunities I have had, how hard I have worked, right? When I reach my pinnacle as a man, or I am at my lowest as a man, who am I? Is it consistent with my value system? Is it consistent with when no one is looking at me? Is it consistent with me not wanting to compromise when my prize is met? Who am I when I reach my pinnacle or I am at my lowest? Now, the question I want you to ask yourself is, what would it cost me to be a man of integrity across everything that concerns men, across everything that concerns my masculinity, across everything that concerns money? What would it cost me? I was having a conversation with POK. I was telling him that a lot of us have big dreams, but we don't consider the cost of the dream. A lot of us want to drive Benz, but we don't consider the hard work of owning a Benz. Because it might be that flying a plane might be better, so that you know that if you're going to work hard and kill yourself very well, so that when the reward of a plane then comes, you will be very fulfilled that you did the hard work. For everything that you commit to, you've shown up here and you're here spending your time on Saturday when you could have been doing any other thing. You're here to build yourself. There might be little seeds that would sow that you might not even acknowledge from any of the speakers today, but that 10 years will be the reason why you're successful. The way you have figured out, you might have thought about it, you might have not thought about it, what it will cost you to be at this event today. The people that you would meet today, the friendships that you will make here today, the ones that you already know that the bond will grow stronger today, right? What did it cost you? What did you lose to be here? Maybe you should have been watching football like me as well. That's a cost. You chose not to be entertained, but chose to come and sit down for a couple of hours and hear from your brothers and ask each other tough questions and say, hey, what is our trajectory going into this new year or maybe into the next decade? Because sometimes these are foundations for your decade success, for your 5-year success. Ask yourself, what would it cost you? If you want to develop yourself, you want to reach a skill level this year, ask yourself, what would it cost you? If you want to be a disciplined man, if you want to lose your fat belly while everyone is drinking beer and growing their fat belly, ask yourself, what would it cost you? If you want to start eating a bit more healthy and stop lumping up a bowl of a bar and everything, bowl of rice, once you see food, you lose yourself in it. Once you see beer, whether you bought it or you not buy it, you lose yourself. Ask yourself, 10 years from now, living this lifestyle, what would it cost you? Ask yourself, if I don't live here, if I have integrity, but I don't live here setting it in stone, if everything around career, business I hear from other men today, I don't set it in stone, or I want to even do it, ask yourself, what would it cost me? If you ask yourself that question, it will help you drive commitment in moving forward. It will help you remember when you are down as a man, when the chips are low, when no one is there to big you up, to brother you up so that you can move forward. Ask yourself, what would it cost me? And yes, rounding it up, I want to say that your future is mission critical. I don't know where you are at the step of your journey right now. I don't know where you are at the things that you're envisioning or you've planned for yourself. I don't know where you are with where you think you can go to because of the environment, the opportunities that you have or the ones that you didn't have. I don't know where you are because of the things that you've considered are a blessing in your life right now and the things that you don't have as a blessing, but you're still forging ahead. You're still trying to grind. You're still trying to make it up. I want you to know that your future is mission critical and you need to today step back and set your values, because those values will be the guiding plan. They will be the guiding map. It is not that you want to become a chief marketing officer. It's not because that you want to become a Dangote tomorrow. It's not because. It is the value systems that guarantee that those dreams, based on where you are worth it, and then you can chase it. Your future is mission critical, and the value of integrity and the other values that you would set today to help you 10x wherever you are, wherever you have come from up to this point, is really crucial and important. Zig Ziglar, who is one of the men that, has impacted my life, had this to say about integrity. With integrity, you have nothing to fear, since you have nothing to hide. Whether it be someone trying to frame you in the future, whether it be a business partner trying to play a smart one, whether it be anything trying to happen in the future, if you set your values right, you will always achieve what you have set out. And even when you come out short, it will prepare you for a journey. And the reason I say that is because sometimes we set goals and we might not achieve it. We've given on our all. We might not achieve it because maybe the economy is not right. Maybe the government is not doing well. Maybe the politics in the economy is not right. But the transformation, sometimes the blessing is in the transformation, not just the destination. It is in the transformation of you saying that, every day I am going to wake up at 5 a.m. and do exercise for 30 minutes. You might say, it doesn't matter, but it has ensured that your muscle density won't start decaying at 40 or 50 like everyone else that is lumping themselves and not being healthy. So it ensures that maybe you have a 20 or 15 year max. It might even ensure that when you have a terminal illness, you might be able to have a chance to survive it. With integrity, you have nothing to fear, since you have nothing to lose. My name is Princewill. I'm a UK-based marketing manager in tech automotive. I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a friend, I'm a mentor, and I have integrity. And I think that you should also have integrity. The exciting thing is that the journey I am telling you, I have walked it. I have gone from someone that lived in Imo State to living in Port Harcourt to living in Lagos to where I am now, and tomorrow living in London. It might be somewhere else, but that is not the important thing. Is that all through these stages in life, all through trying to leave being a DJ to become a marketing professional, I have seen that one thing that has stood out for me all through that journey is that it is my integrity. It is the thing that when I fail, I know how to bully myself and hold myself accountable to say, hey, you need to go hard. It is the thing that when people disappoint me, I know how to look at myself and say, hey, you are not the problem here. It is them, and you cannot take it out on yourself. It is the thing that has guaranteed that I have principles where we might have differing opinion, but you will never see me seconding to you just because of what I want from you. It is never going to happen. It is the reason why, even if it's just 100 I am making, I will never be a seller to myself or to my future because of the benefit of money. I would rather hold on to that 100 naira, try and walk on to the next 1,000, next 2,000, next 3,000, the next 100,000, and build slowly but surely. Don't live on the fast lane. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. You can connect with me everywhere. I'm rooting for you. Thank you. Happy to take questions. Yeah.